emoji, Twitch emoji.
Okay. Oh, this is much more serious. All right.
Goodness. Did you end up catching up on the Philly B stuff?
I still haven't read the actual punishment, so let me. Like I've kind of gathered they just like there's a Smurf and then they removed the Smurf and now they're replaying the series with the loss of 2 bans and they have to use a different player.
Yeah, yeah. So this is like first week of playoffs.
Yeah.
Right? So they are making them reschedule it. So they've already played the series. They're making them play it again. And the only thing that the team that was using a Smurf loses is like their second rotation bans. That's it. They've been using this D2 player all seeds in a plat league.
So like I get it. I was reading some of the argument. Like I get it from
Yeah.
the admin standpoint where they don't provably know that the rest of the team knew. If they prove that, then there's no excuse not to kick everyone out. But
For
yeah,
sure.
2 bans is just a fucking slap on the. I don't.
And I don't think that you should like perma everyone. I think that the Smurf should get perma'd. And then I think that you know, fruits of the poison tree, right? Like you shouldn't be allowed to benefit from playing with a Smurf. Like I get it's not your fault, but you have to forfeit all your games that you played with the Smurf. That's it. Only person you can be mad at is the Smurf.
Yeah, I agree. Like I completely agree. It's just hard to make that call as an Oregoner. And like I can see going lighter, but I cannot see 2 bans is nothing. And then like yeah, you got to replace them and replay the series. Like I can see that as a thing, but like you lose all your bans or you start down 1-0. Like something like that actually gives an advantage. 2 bans honestly usually benefits the team that is, you know, better or should win in the series.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, the team that just won. Like I don't know.
I think my
like
issue...
were I an admin, you just walk over, you give the win to Akuma, right? But
oh, absolutely.
If you're going lenient, then I think at least you replay the series, new ADC, and you start like either 1-0 or 2-0 in a best of 5. Like it's best of 3, I think. So you start 1-0.
I think it'd be a 3, yeah.
Yeah.
So my thought is that the lenient answer is to just not perma everyone. And I think that we've seen it in like Get Wrecked. Get Wrecked takes, you know, just a hard view on it where if you get caught smurfing, you FF every game you played with that person. Right? Like, and I think that's the only way to do it. Because otherwise you're just incentivizing it. Especially if like you as a group like decide, okay, well, I mean, if we get caught, you know, none of us knew about this, right?
Yeah.
So you can just wash your hands of it. It's just so ridiculous.
Yeah.
But
can we also...
The more surprising... Oh, go ahead.
I'm just completely interrupting and derailing, so go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, it's even funnier then that, you know, at 3 p.m. today, after we had, you know, the argument all last night, turns out another one of the players on the exact same team was smurfing throughout the entire split.
Oh.
Yeah, so they're just kicking the whole team.
Oh.
But, yeah, no, it's just, it's a fucking... It's a joke. I mean, I don't know. If I were a plat player, I would definitely not want to play in that league. In a league where they don't take a very hardline stance against smurfing. But, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, we can derail.
I was just gonna say, shout out to GSM Gold for continuing to be undefeated in Gold.
Absolutely.
and have no repercussions for any of their actions. Even though they're completely shit-talking people in gold chat that I don't think anyone else can see, so good for them.
That's a bummer. That's I don't know. That's a different issue.
Yeah.
Being attacked a different way.
You brought up Get Wrecked, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
Oh, I have the wrong logo. I need to change this to the LAS logo. I was all ready.
GSM is just too clean, man. They're matched by none.
That's true.
What's the
and yet their diamond team can't win in plat, but you know, whatever. They also don't reply to me on Twitter anymore, which I'm sad about. I mean, I know why they don't, because like Ariel was the only one in charge of that.
I thought Glitter did that.
For the Get Wrecked Twitter, yeah, but for GSM Twitter.
Oh, GSM's Twitter, gotcha.
Yeah. I'll ask them if they were okay every once in a while. You know, honestly, who could even think of contesting GSM Gold? They have the legendary Silver Spade 10 at support. He has such a vast champion ocean that his mom has to pay tariffs to bring him food. Pair him with Naked Beekeeper, and you have a bot lane that is so powerful it should be considered illegal. He is a man who looks at ranked in the face and says, "No thanks, I don't need it." You better not say anything to Seymour, or you'll face the full brunt of his hair-trigger temper and his rainbow KDAs. Don't even get me started on Panther 553,212. He spends as much time in the enemy jungle as he does playing ARAMs. Lastly, they have GSM Levi's. He plays top lane.
I just felt it was
Yeah, that's a valuable use of the points.
All
right. On to much more important, pertinent business. We are gathered here today to finish off the regular season for the Gold Boys, the LAS team. They're taking on Rawr for a second time. Doki, the machine in the jungle, trying to hold them down. This game does not matter for RotM in any regard. They are locked into second place in the standings and cannot advance. For Rawr, a win secures them third, and a loss means that they have a bunch of tiebreakers to decide if they're third or fourth.
Okay.
Yeah.
So our team can just make it that much harder for Rawr to actually make it into playoffs.
So they'll be in playoffs regardless. Top 4 make playoffs.
Oh. So it's just seeding?
It's just seeding. Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? That is just as valuable. This is split up by groups, right? So
yep.
They play cross conference.
They play cross group for the playoffs, yes.
Pog. So if our team's second, then they'll play against third on the other side.
Yep.
So who's on their side of the bracket?
I have no idea. I know who we wind up with, but I don't know who's on the other side of the bracket.
Okay, that's fine. It doesn't matter. I just wasn't sure if there's like, is there any strategy that goes into this? Like, whether they can manipulate whether or not Rawr's on their side of the bracket.
Oh, so if you bracket correctly, Rawr would be on, or the third seed would be on their side of the bracket. So yeah, you can manipulate that if you think that you'll see them again in semis. But realistically, if the bracket played out completely, you wouldn't see another team from your group until the final.
Gotcha. If it went to scratch.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool beans.
All right. All that said, let's look at these team comps in this game. I got it flipped up on stream. If you're ready, we'll just jump in.
Just a second. All right, I am ready.
Okay. And then 3, 2, 1, go. I might have been like a second ahead. It looks like.
That's okay.
So yeah, do you want to introduce the blue team then?
Sure. On the blue side of the rift, we have our boys return to the middle six with Peakley in the top lane on the Volibear, Gid Shadeslayer on the Warwick in the jungle, Oath playing the Vel'Koz mid lane, and then Beatpots and Matsuro 5 on the Lucian Karma bot lane.
And on the top side of the rift, looking for the cheeky invade, will be Rawr. Feathers and Fur in the top lane on Alawi, Doki FTW in the jungle playing Cho'Gath with Teleport, because of course he does. Magic Claps in mid playing Ari, and then Rook Tor and SRC Blizzard Girl in the bottom lane playing Caitlyn Morgana.
So, teleport smite Cho'Gath.
Yeah.
Pog?
Yeah, we're going to have to count his usages of teleport, because I think he had a total of 1 in the first series these two teams played.
Yeah.
In 2 games.
So, I bet... Ooh. I'm thinking he teleports twice this game.
Oh, I could... do you want to open up a bet for that? We can do that.
I don't know if I'm that confident, but if you want, absolutely.
Okay.
I'll put some points in.
Alright. Well, it'll take
So,
me
like,
a second.
plus or minus 2.5, maybe?
Yep, that was...
Pog. In the meantime, looks like, even after the invade, both junglers are just gonna go back to their blue buffs, and a pretty standard start. It'll be interesting to see if they decide to cross over in vertical jungle, or if they just go for normal clear. It looks like Gid's actually looking to just cross over and pick up Cho'Gath's red buff. And Cho'Gath, as if he can read the mind of Gid, is just crossing over and also doing the buff to buff, which is kind of interesting. Usually when you're seeing invades, you expect them to pick up a camp, usually the Gromp, while they're there, but that's alright.
Okay, everyone, listen up. Return of the Middle Sticks is going to hop off their post, walk out of the cornfield, and caw on your asses. Y'all ever experienced a deep suck? Well, Pickley might give it to you in the top lane. He's going aggressive. Well, you're about to get the slurp of a lifetime from the ROTM squad. I know what I'm talking about, too, since my name is Liposuction Lane. Then, after we've drained all your life juice, our Crowstorm will come down and eat your lifeless carcasses. Caw, caw, caw! Hashtag ROTM fighting. My voice cracked on that caw. Apologies.
That's alright, that was good either way.
Pickley's still just trading aggressively with the Alawi, which can be risky business. Alawi, not one to be trifled with early, usually.
Yeah, definitely. Though Volibear, very strong, especially when you play around your shield timing. Has a trading pattern that can be very difficult for some champs.
Oh, the flash forward. Gid is here. Gets the fear back. Do they have enough damage? They do for first blood in the top lane.
Very well played there. And, it's Feathers and Fur just not really respecting the fact that the junglers had vertically split the map, right? So if your jungler's not on your side, you kind of just have to chill underneath your turret. But good job on Pickley and Gid to really take advantage of that. Make something happen. And interestingly enough, we see the bot lane of ROTM. They should be weak side. You would expect them to be, but they pushed out. They're over here just contesting the crab and getting it set up for Gid. And Doki has just not been able to accomplish nearly as much as Gid so far this game. It's a little scary.
This is a weird little collapse. Magic Claps might be the one who gets a collapsed upon, but no fear going to come out from Gid, and everybody should return to their lanes pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Well, just gonna trade in the mid lane.
It's really interesting. Doki here hasn't gone back to farming at any point. Is literally standing underneath the ROTM turret, just chilling there. Just built level 3,
Yeah. Meanwhile, Pickley looking for the solo kill in top lane. Feathers and Fur can do nothing about this. He's got no flash. The bite to heal him back. That's a good trade, and he'll have to go back to base. And with no teleport, just gonna watch some of these minions die underneath his tower.
Yeah, and you'd mentioned just the potential power in the early game for Alawi. Unfortunately, if you start falling behind, it can be a very different story. Alawi doesn't scale the best. If you're not ahead, you don't have the stats to survive in a fight, it can be really difficult. Alawis often end up chain inting if they die once, so I have to keep an eye on it, see if Feathers and Fur is able to stabilize there. Right now, falling behind quite a bit. Pickley's going to be able to pick up that turret plate as well.
Yeah, still has that dangerous moment at level 6 where you get the leap of faith. If you have some tentacles around, you pull out the soul. You can turn around fights that you really shouldn't be able to. But for right now, doing a really good job collecting this lane bully underneath their tower and not allowing her to do a whole lot.
Definitely. Definitely. As we see, it looks like it's a little quiet here. RTM getting their first recalls off the Tabi rush. for P-Clay, so definitely respecting the possibility of that Alawi, having the level 6 pop-off. Just making sure that even with the lead, can't end up losing it,
Yeah,
giving it back.
something to keep an eye on, though, is the CS totals for ROTM. Not looking super hot so far. Every lane falling a little bit behind. Even Gid, who we saw have a good early impact, is even with Cho'Gath, and hopefully can start right-clicking these minions a little bit better here.
A bummer to see that, especially with how much time Cho'Gath spent just chilling bottom lane. He got double crabbed and he just kind of did nothing and sat bottom lane, but he's still doing a good job maintaining in CS. It feels like he probably shouldn't be able to, but somehow finding enough
binding
farm.
down B-Pots, sees his moment, goes in for a little trade. Matsuro right there to try to help him out. Maybe not the most even trade. Oh, another nice dodge from B-Pots.
He sees his moment and then he seizes the moment to get some damage down there and apply some pressure. And we didn't even touch on this Lucian, a champion that doesn't see a lot of play in bottom lane for quite a while, especially into a longer range matchup like the Caitlyn, like the Morgana. It doesn't feel like it would be super favorable, but opting for it in this matchup, it's very interesting. A lot of aggression early.
Yeah, Gid's hanging around. He's actually going to find Doki on that Scuttle Crab. Meanwhile, Feathers and Fur pulls the soul out of P-Clay, and that's a lot of damage being returned onto him.
Yeah,
he's dead. The flash auto from Oath finds the kill onto Magic Claps, the solo kill in mid lane. Even gets the flash out of the Ahri as well. P-Clay's walking back in. He's got Leap of Faith available. That should be pretty clean for Feathers and Fur. Does he actually have enough damage? It is enough with the tentacle slap. Really nicely done by Feathers and Fur.
Definitely is good. Denying the blue buff from Doki and
no, Doki smited it.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. B-Pots is in a little bit of trouble, though. A little bit low. The Blast Cone back out, but Gid is going the opposite way of the rest of his team as he heads in. Now some Geometry coming back over just to get some distance for the rest of his team, and they are able to escort Gid out.
Yeah, and Ahri's on the chase, has the ultimate available, but doesn't look like she's willing to commit it there to try and pick up the low health bar of ROTM. But no, well done there by Doki in a 1 versus 3 scenario, able to get the steal on blue buff, able to get out live and maintain what's now, a couple camp lead there in the jungle.
Yeah, gold's pretty even. RTM with like a 100 to 200 gold advantage, the biggest of leads right now. But everybody, should be kind of settled into the game, and we'll see who can come out on top. Doki is just starting up the dragon. He's got Feast available, and now he's running away from the dragon, so I guess he didn't.
And it looks like Matsuro had ended up putting down a pink word on it, so it was enough to dissuade the Cho'Gath, make him rethink it, and decide, maybe another time for that first dragon. And Feathers and Fur is doing quite a bit to turn around this top lane, where they were having so much trouble earlier. After the early pressure from Gid, doing a really good job of stabilizing that.
Okay, so he's actually maxing Q first on the Alawi.
On Alawi?
Yeah.
You're supposed to max E, right?
I know you were supposed to, used to have maxed E. I don't know if that's currently the case, but it does look like the second max on E.
Pretty sure E max is better just because it makes it so if you land it, it's impossible for you to lose the trade.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge amount of % health damage. Root gonna land on the Blizzard Girl. She's in a lot of trouble. Flashes away, and here comes Kid with the infinite duress for the kill. Didn't even need all the swipes to finish that one off.
Yeah, just a single tick of the damage was enough to pick that one up, and Gid, again, showing to be the more aggressive one in this jungle matchup so far, doing a really good job impacting the map, and even gonna be securing that dragon. It looks like Doki's trading it for the Rift Herald.
Yeah, the Leap of Faith again gets P-Clay low underneath the tower. He's got to dodge out a couple of tentacles before he can even recall, and that'll send him back home, and more CS will be picked up by Feathers and Fur. But on the other side of the map, ROTM doing a good job trading, at least for this dragon. Doki, with a heads-up play, is going to grab the Rift Herald in exchange for that, though, so net advantage to Rawr.
Yep, definitely. Especially with Alawi picking up those plates in that top lane. Really good job of stabilizing here. Not always the easiest thing to do, especially on a champion like Alawi, but doing a really good job of that here.
Yeah, this is rough times for B-Pots in the bottom lane, being solo against Caitlyn Morgana. Not the,
You'd expect it to be, but it looks like Rawr, having mercy on her boy B-Pots, deciding to just let him farm that wave. They're able to get the reset timer off on it, so we'll see if they're able to take advantage of it, but otherwise, it doesn't feel like you're really...
Ooh, the Life Form Disintegration Ray, not quite going to be enough damage, but does force the Spirit Rush out of Magic Clap, so he's looking back in and just gets hit point blank by the Q. Oath finds a second solo kill in mid lane. Blizzard Girl lands the max range binding, but Barrier comes out. Oath is trading back pretty well, waiting on some cooldowns.
Oh, no!
But here comes Doki with the Feral Scream. The Rupture isn't quite enough damage. Can they actually finish off Oath? The Dark Binding, that hit his tentacle, but it just didn't stick. Peakley looking for Doki, tries to dive onto him, but can't quite get it as the Blast Cone knocks him away.
And Oath made it out alive after getting hit by the binding, getting hit by the Feral Scream. It looked so bad for him. Ooh, B-Pots and Rifter.
Riptor's just fighting in these minions, eating the full culling. This is a really close 1v1. Oh, he went for the ace in the hole. Why did he? Oh my god.
Channel. Lucian used the ultimate. Caitlyn said, hey, I have an ultimate too. Wanted to trade there, but unfortunately,
also has exhaust. She has exhaust up too. Like, just. I don't know, man.
She's doing her best. At the end of the day, that's what really matters, right?
Yeah, she's doing well right-clicking the minions.
True.
Like, that's not an insignificant thing.
Very true to form for a Caitlyn. Already up over 100, significant.
Leap of Faith being used as Gibbs walking in, and now he does not want to walk in accurately. Doki?
Doki? Buddy?
Well, Shelly is here. He's just going to zone get off of Shelly as they get that to collapse into tower. It'll be the tower. Now Magic Collapse is being collapsed on. What is happening in this fight? The flash forward for Gid on the follow. They take down Magic Collapse. Gid and Peakley just tearing through. Doki is probably the next target here as Matsuro even joins the fray. He gets the big mantra E as they're trying to follow. Gid finds the kill and will force the flash away out of the Alawi.
Fuck was that?
Peakley's got to be super careful. He's only got like 200 health.
It's a little bit scary. If one of those tentacles decides to get a little spicy and just slap him down, he'll end up dropping. But that fight was very confusing, a bit of a mess there. RotM, though, coming out on top by quite a bit, able to pick up the kills there. Now 8-1 in the kill line, though, with that first turret being secured with the Herald there. Rawr does have, some areas in which they have a gold lead, right? They're still keeping it pretty close despite being down 7 kills.
Yeah, the biggest gap right now is
oh my god,
either jungle or mid, I guess, for RotM is Gid and Oath putting in some work, and meanwhile I would say I'll tab over. Yeah, Caitlyn's just a little bit ahead. Allowing about 1,000 gold ahead, but kind of needs to be because of that champion.
Definitely. Looks like Doki's looking to be a little cheeky here with the alcove gameplay, but there is a pink that's going to spot him out, so unlikely that Rawr's going to be able to get too much here. But the dragon is spawning soon, so they're getting that priority. You see which team's able to set up the vision and the position there is Oath.
Oath going for it. Magic Collapse just
God.
Has nothing up. The Spirit Rush a couple seconds away, and another solo kill for Oath.
Yeah, no, Oath is definitely showing his his power here in mid lane as he's very far ahead.
Yeah, Infinite Duress, the Black Shield just a little bit late, and Rictor forced to use his flash away. Still has the exhaust up, but Gid takes him down.
When did Cho'Gath use teleport?
I'm not really sure. Flash away from Morgana. Oh, stopwatch. All right. Is he dead?
Oh,
he's fine, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so the Cho'Gath teleport is on cooldown, so he used it at least once so far. Well, at least once. He's used it once.
Yeah, that's one teleport.
Yeah, I'll have to keep an eye on it.
I didn't see a teleport on the map anywhere.
I didn't either, and it happened, you know, it's about a third left on it, so it must have happened like 3.5 minutes ago. Did he teleport top to use the Herald? He did kind of come out of nowhere. I don't know.
Yeah, but he like walked in there. I don't know.
Who knows? We missed it.
Yeah, our team has an 11-1 kill lead, and still not a super significant gold lead, but starting to stack up those dragons too now. 440 on the Cloud Dragon as it was just taken. That means a Cloud Soul, of course, and maybe not the best soul for RTM this game, but
not ideal, although, you know, Warwick, wouldn't mind zooming. Doki.
Yeah, good charm over the wall from Magic Claps. Oath with a flash over the wall, still looking to trade this one back. Does he have enough damage? He does to take down Magic Claps. What a trade by Oath.
Wow, really well played there by Oath. The flash was good, and then dodging out on the rest of Ari's abilities means he's able to trade it back.
Yeah, Blizzard Girl might be caught. Uses the Black Shield on herself. Has the Soul Shackle just to try to slow up Gid, but he pops the ultimate for the infinite duress. Beepots dashes forward, and Metsuro takes the kill with the Inner Fire.
And RTM continuing this lead now 13-2, and I think the big thing we touched on a couple times, but Rawr is still within 1,000 gold while being down 11 kills. A lot of that off the back of just being able to right-click those minions real good. But also just a ton of turret plays. They got the entire first turret top, and then while Karma's been roaming around, Caitlyn is able to pick up quite a few plates bottom as well. RTM, though, securing that bot lane turret, so trying to even up that turret score.
Yeah, now Picco's in a little bit of trouble as well, because he's having... like, he can see Doki on the ward, can do exactly zero about that, but the map's just being split on him, and he's being forced down underneath this inner tower. Oath roaming up just to try to, you know, get Doki off of some of these jungle camps and free up Picle a little bit for this farm, but it's a rough time to be a bear.
Yeah, not ideal at all, especially after the way it started. Ooh, Ari getting picked on.
The knockup does land, but flash away from Magic Claps. That's a lot of damage. Not quite enough to burn him down, it looks like. And Picle trying to pick the fight, uses the ult for the extra health. That should allow him to live unless he gets, like, tentacle slapped on the backside. Oath doesn't have his ult to burn through Blizzard Girl. Meanwhile, turret and bottom side falls in favor of Rawr, and they're hanging right in there in the gold count.
Definitely, but this is a really strong tentacle monster here in the mid lane that's just applying so much pressure. I would like it if RTM's able to set up around an objective or set up around a turret with this Vel'Koz. Just let him poke people down, because right now he is very strong. If he's landing a Q, then comboing that together means that pretty much anyone caught in it will die.
Yeah. Doki has 6 stacks right now. One of them's on an epic monster, so he's got one more minion stack. As he gets caught maybe a little bit by Beepots, just a couple of autos.
Yeah, he's going to be able to pick up that 6 stack right there, the 6th minion stack. So any more from here on out will have to come from either champions or epic monsters. So definitely something we can keep an eye on as this game goes along. And RTM is setting up mid. They don't have the tentacle monster here to help out, but Shelly will have to do enough void for them and be able to secure that turret.
Yeah, Picle picking a fight. He's got Metsuro close-ish, but Feathers and Fur can just heal indefinitely through this with the Gore Drinker. Q doesn't quite land from Oath there in the mid lane, but now Metsuro here looking for the tether. The Leap of Faith used. He's only got 1 tentacle with it, maybe 2, but in comes Gid from the top. They're trying to find what they can, but Metsuro falls in the process. Oath is in trouble in mid, uses Life Form Disintegration Ray, but meanwhile, Feathers and Fur still scrapping it out. He gets the heal from the Gore Drinker. They do finally finish him off as Gid takes that kill. Oath somehow just killed a man in mid lane, as you do occasionally on Vel'Koz. Has to be really careful. The net backwards from Rooktor. Not quite enough range on that auto attack to finish off Oath, though.
Yeah, Caitlyn trying to look for it, but Oath doing a really good job in that 1v3, able to trade the kill back and pick up one onto Magic Claps. Definitely a pretty massive gap here in the mid lane so far this game. Oath is playing really well, even without a ton of people around to help him out. But that fight top, you know, it's the classic Alawi. Once she presses R, you cannot keep fighting. You have to disengage it. And even with that, you know, and a long fight there, Feathers and Fur was able to trade a kill back, so going 1-for-1 and what was essentially a 1v4. It's
Yeah, it's even
pretty
harder
impressive.
because the only heal debuff right now is the Bramble Vest on Peakley, which, you know, only works if he's being auto-attacked at the time. And it was enough time that Feathers and Fur had disengaged from him, started wailing away on Gid and Matsuro, and that meant that he could heal up, you know, through like 2.5 health bars during the course of that fight.
Exactly, Peakley had just taken so much damage he wasn't able to contribute to the fight, so they didn't have the Grievous. Now, oh, teleport coming in from Peakley. Looks like RTM wants to fight for this third dragon. But Rawr has the positioning.
Yeah, Matsuro has the flank, which
He's
is
alone.
not the player I would expect to have the flank in this situation. But he forces Rawr back into the banana bush. I don't know if anybody else even remembers that reference. But yeah, they're walking in. A lot of Qs landing from Oath, but he gets knocked up by Rupture, and that might be the key to go. He's able to dodge out of the CC with his flash. Lifeform Disintegration Ray just chewing through, and he's got a triple kill. Gid still looking for a little bit more. Feathers and Fur in trouble. Uses the stopwatch, but that's just going to mean that he dies at the end of that one. Vpots steals Oath's kill, and that'll be the dragon going to ROTM.
Really well played there by Oath. He got hit by the Rupture. Looked a little bit scary, but able to flash out of the rest. And just a massive Lifeform Disintegration Ray right through the middle of Rawr means that it's 4 kills going in favor of ROTM, as well as that third dragon. Now 19-3 in kill score, and this gold lead has grown a little bit. You know, now up to 3K. So ROTM firmly in the driver's seat here after that, and also on skull point here in the next couple minutes.
So I have a question for you. You're Cho'Gath or Alawi in this game. I don't really care which, right? You're against this team comp. Do you need to stack armor?
Probably not a ton of armor. Maybe just Tabi.
Okay, so Thornmail.
You know, probably not ideal. I would probably grab some Tabi. You know, a little bit of HP. And then some MR, right? Because the top side of the map is almost entirely magic damage for ROTM.
Glad we're on the same page. Oath. Ooh,
oh my god!
Dodges everything, but then gets hit by the binding and shut down.
Yeah, had the fancy feet there for a little bit. Dodged on everything, but unfortunately can't dodge the right clicks. Means you'll end up falling down there. And this is sort of a opportunity for Rawr to get back into the game. Their Caitlyn is still pretty strong, so if they're able to set up a siege here while Oath is in the death chamber, maybe able to get back into this.
This tower shouldn't be long for the world, but Gid is going to defend it with his life anyway. They jump in. They're on top of Blizzard Girl and Doki. A little bit of split focus here, but Matsuro finds 1 kill. Bpot's still relatively healthy in the backline, although he took a Q, it looks like, from Magic Lapse. And the overall health bars, there's only 3 of them, but they're quite a bit more girthy for Rawr, and so they'll continue the siege.
But this whole time, Feathers and Fur has been split bottom lane and has been working on that tier 2. Looks like it's just a hair under half right now, trying to pick that up.
Well, even Culling invested. They really don't want to give up this mid tower. Magic Lapse may be in a little bit of trouble. There's just nothing coming from the ROTM squad. Feathers and Fur not able to find the soul pull, and he'll get taken down by Peakley in the bottom lane.
Yeah, this time around, they had the Vel'Koz there, so not enough time for Alawi to be able to really use the ultimate and get those tentacles slapping. And it looks like Rawr, with RTM showing a couple people bottom,
Doki teleported in, by the way, to this Baron.
What a gamer.
What a gamer. His second teleport of the game. He's on top of the Baron, starting to whale it down. They just don't have a huge amount of actual Baron damage, and Oath is going to be able to walk in, finds the knock-up on a Magic Lapse. Gid flashes forward, hits the Infinite Duress. They'll take down the Ahri. Peakley now trying to split up the rest of the team. A flash away from Rooktor gets him a little bit out to safety, just starting to wail away on Doki a little bit. Bpots walks forward into the binding, unfortunately for Blizzard Girl, and that should be the disengage from Rawr, but now ROTM can turn themselves onto the Baron.
Yeah, and you know, Rawr had the right idea. RTM showed a couple people bottom, but right now within your team composition, Ahri does no damage to Baron. Caitlyn does no damage to Baron.
Yeah, I don't know why Morgana's walking in here. I also don't know why Gid's not in the pit, but he finds the kill. He's legendary. Doki is somehow behind everybody again. That one wasn't a teleport, so I'm not really sure how. Peakley is just taking up the Baron right now. They're still wailing away on this one, but in comes Doki. He's got Smite and Feast available as he walks in. Ace in the hole, not quite enough damage to find Bpots. The Scuttle Crab is actually taking so many of these culling bursts. But getting Matsuro onto the backline, they find Rook but the Feast comes out from Doki to try to trade, but he'll fall in the process. Feathers and Fur has the Guardian Angel. He's pretty healthy, getting healed up by these tentacle slaps. Gets another one off, and Gid falls. That's a huge 1,000 gold shutdown. Another shutdown. Feathers and Fur is huge now on this Alawi.
Absolutely massive. Somehow in that fight, the duo of Matsuro 5 and Gid Shadeslayer just were completely on the back side. It was flipped from their team, just applying so much pressure. And
oh, the Foxfire, a targeted ability, is his undoing. Finally, they lose the mid tower, and Rawr has a pretty decent foothold in the game now. Only down 800 gold, up a couple towers. They need to defend this Cloud Soul, though, in 45 seconds.
Definitely don't want to give that away to RotM for free. And, you know, we've said it multiple times, but down 17 kills, but only 1,000 gold behind means that this game is basically dead even. You know, Rawr definitely still has a good shot at this, especially if they're able to be the first ones to set a vision, although late reset means RotM should have pressure around this dragon. The reset's actually so late, Morgana's not going to be there if RTM starts the dragon on spawn.
Yeah, they spot Doki doing his blue buff right now. We'll see where RTM wants to go. Blast Cone over for Gid as they're trying to set up. Doki just kiting his blue buff away. He even takes that right in front of his mid laner. That's a choice.
Yeah, Cho'Gath is here to carry, and RTM, though,
Peakley running distraction right now. They're trying to collapse onto Peakley, and instead the Dragons just, they're giving it up. They want Baron instead, I guess?
I guess so, but Caitlyn's not going, so that it's not like they can just start it. They saw this the last time. They don't have enough damage to kill it. But they're starting it either way. Our team has plenty of time to get there and contest this. I don't think that Rawr should be allowed to do this.
Yeah, Blizzard Girl only has like 400 health right now, too. That seems like just a, you know, casual collateral damage from Oath at this point. And I don't know what Magic Claps is doing, but he's caught, uses this something to get over the wall. I guess it was the Spirit Rush, and he's out of there.
Yeah, but the Ahri ultimate down means that the team fight impact is significantly lowered, and our team the whole time had the inside track on mid lane.
Oh, good Black Shield though from Blizzard Girl, finds the binding onto Gid as well, makes him waste the Infinite Duress, but they still have this inside track. The knockup lands onto Rook. That's all of the gold basically for Rawr, and he's down to start off the fight. They're trying to find Magic Claps over the wall, stuns coming out. Oath is just layering in damage. He's walking through turrets. They're continuing to just destroy Rawr on the footsteps of their base. Feathers and Fur can't bring his, you know, game-leading gold total to bear in any of these fights, and ROTM finds 4 kills.
Yeah, our team just blowing it apart there. When they're all together in a real fight, they seem to be able to come on top. But
oh, this is a big ult from Feathers and Fur. He's trying to turn this around. He's got the Sterix healing as well. Gets 1 kill onto Gid. Still about half health, looking to heal back up, but it's going to chase ROTM away.
Yeah, it felt like a situation where our team would be able to push, at least break open the base, but that's just how strong this Alawi is, able to somehow hold it in a 1 versus 5 situation there. And our team, for getting the kills, doesn't get a whole lot afterwards. They have to reset, so, you know, we're going to see the Baron dance again as Rawr looks to be running straight there. We'll see, you know, 3rd time's the charm on the damage, because they haven't completed that many more items. It still doesn't feel like they can kill it in anything resembling a good amount of time. They're all set up around it. There's still the pink ward in the pit for our team, so they know what's going on. They see everything. Oh, the flank.
The flank over the wall. Magic Claps gets the charm onto Oath. That's again the huge amount of gold. He flashes back, uses the stopwatch, but he's separated. Gid trying to come in and save him, but they do finally take down the tentacle monster, and now Rawr has the inside track on Baron.
Yeah, and after getting the pick, it's a lot safer, especially since it was the Vel'Koz that got picked. But our team still has the pink in the middle of the pit. No one from Rawr has checked it, so our team knows that they're not on it.
Yeah, now they're finally starting. Yeah, it's in full knowledge though, and our team can walk in knowing that they're on to the Baron. Matsuro just very brave walking in
But
here.
Gid is pushing mid.
Yeah, Gid is pushing mid. The rest of the team is going mid. 8,000 health on the Baron as it's continuing to go down. Doki has Smite Feast available, so this is pretty much uncontestable for ROTM. Unless this is a really cheeky Mantra Q. That was actually relatively close. I'll give him credit for that one. But Baron goes to Rawr. Oh, the flash! He's interrupting some recalls. Matsuro sacrifices himself for the team to grab the inhibitor in mid lane.
Dying for the cause there, Matsuro, making sure that his team didn't get chased down after finishing up the inhibitor, sacrificed his life just to stop a couple recalls, and ROTM decided to trade the Baron for inhibitor, which isn't awful, although it does mean that this game is being stalled out for even longer. Rawr's getting a chance to come back into it, again down 18 kills but completely even in gold. But ROTM's looking for this.
Yeah, they're looking for Feathers and Fur. Do they actually have the damage to... Oh, well...
It feels like we've seen
yeah, it was
that
dodged out
play
by Feathers and Fur.
Several times before with our team just trying to collapse on the Alawi. It usually doesn't go well. This time around, Feathers and Fur didn't even want to risk losing that Baron buff. Ends up burning the flash, but...
Yeah, Feathers and Fur just too tanky there.
Yeah, it's too fucking tanky.
Is that too old of a meme? Does that date me too much? Riptor is taking an interesting path through here. He's forced to flash out.
All the real homies know who Xpeke is.
Yeah, but do they only know him for the backdoor, or do they know that he's too tanky?
In Nidalee's always too tanky, man.
Yeah. I mean, that was like AD Nidalee. She actually was too tanky.
Yeah, Feathers and Fur. Again, just it seems to constantly be outnumbered, but it doesn't worry them too much. But Rawr, 4v3 in the bot lane, is putting down quite a bit of pressure here, getting some damage onto the turret. See how much they're actually able to get. Ooh, the headshot coming through. Piklay is getting kind of, looking a little worse for wear there.
Yeah, Oath doing what he can to poke back across the chasm. Not a whole lot of healing on either side, so a lot of this poke is pretty permanent.
Ooh.
Flash forward, he gets feared back in by Gid, and that might have been the fight that they need. Infinite Duress lands on to Doki, and he'll eventually get chopped down. The double kill for B-Pots. He flashes forward for a triple kill. They've actually chased down all of those kills. They ignore Feathers and Fur, who's clearing mid lane, and they find the other 4 again. And with 35 seconds on the Elder Dragon.
Rawr does not win a single fight without Feathers and Fur there, so, just pushing up and getting caught out without Feathers and Fur teleporting to join means that ROTM in the driver's seat again, this time around should be completely set up for this Elder, and I'm not sure that Rawr will be able to get there in time to stop RotM, unless Feathers and Fur has a massive hero play in the middle of the pit, which if there were a champion for it, this Alawi might be the one to do it.
Yeah, Piklay grabbing a recall, but he's got teleport back in. Teleport being channeled
teleport
behind. Feathers and Fur in trouble, though. Has the Guardian Angel available, so they have to kill him again. In comes Doki, walking in from the back, looking for any damage that he can. Feathers and Fur still doing his job, his best to scrap it out, but is eventually shut down by Piklay. Charm lands, they do take down B-Pots and Matsuro. Oath trying to kite back away. He's got like 100 health, but we're watching the front side of the fight. Gid doing his best, but he just can't do any damage. He's being very annoying. Piklay is just scrapping it out with Doki. He's going to eventually win. Oh no, he gets knocked up and shut down by the Caitlyn. And Rawr finds a huge teamfight win. And now the Elder Dragon on their side. Also, congratulations to everyone who bet over. That was the 3rd teleport by Doki this game.
Yeah, Doki, a believer this time around. But our team somehow ends up losing the fight where they started off with picking Feathers and Fur. Well played there by Rawr, somehow able to come out on top there, and Doki's so low. Leandri's not gonna quite be enough. Doki's gonna be able to survive there, but that's the Elder Drake.
Oh, Oath is still looking for it.
Oh
Lands
my God.
a couple of abilities. He's being so annoying right now by himself. The Spaghetti Monster. Oh, he doesn't quite get the knockup onto Ruktor. The flash forward. He's gonna get burned down by the Elder Dragon here in just a tick. Oh, he's fine.
Oh, actually gonna survive. And somehow did so much damage, almost ended up getting the return kill onto Richter. So it's just denying the recalls means that the turret there, just outside the Nexus for Rawr, does end up dropping. Rawr has this Elder Drake buff for a couple minutes. So for the next couple minutes, our team will not be able to fight them.
Shouldn't be able to fight them. We'll put it that way.
Doki still isn't healed.
Doki hasn't healed. What?
Dude, just go walk to your fountain,
Why
buddy.
do you eat that minion?
I don't. He needed the gold for his side.
Yeah, maybe. He still hasn't finished his tier 2 boots. Like, that might be important.
When you're really
Blizzard
big, you don't
Girl
need
is in quite a bit of trouble. Pikley and Matsuro both here. Gonna get the flash out of the support. Not an insignificant thing at this stage of the game. 50 seconds left on this Baron. And Feathers and Fur pushed up a little bit. Has no Guardian Angel currently. This could be really big for RTM if they can land
also
this kill.
doesn't have Elder.
Yeah, a lot of CC coming back out. Do they actually have enough damage to burn through? He gets the Leap of Faith. He's healing back up. Almost takes down Matsuro. But they do finish off the kill. That's a really nice pick with 30 seconds to go on this Baron spawn.
Definitely, but there are some low health bars here for ROTM. Not going to be able to get a reset in time, which means that there's a chance that Rawr is able to contest this. They still have the Cho'Gath, they still have the Feast. So, it's always a little bit scary to try and do Baron against him.
Yeah, they're leaving Oath in the top lane to chop down this tower with his laser tentacle slaps, and he will eventually get that one. So, it's still a 600 gold lead for Rawr. A 20 kill disadvantage in a 600 gold lead.
Sometimes it just be that way. When you right click the minions real good. Alawi, full build.
Yeah, full build.
Caitlyn, 5 completed items.
Flame Horizon for Feathers and Fur as well.
Yeah, no. This Alawi, despite giving up first blood, has been very effective.
Blizzard
Girl, the exact same spot.
This keeps happening again and again. Black Shield gonna wear off, not quite able to get the Fear. Soul Shackles popped, has the Zanyas as well, but jumps into the backline. Magic Claps may be in a little bit of trouble. Blizzard Gold goes down. Feathers and Fur teleporting behind, but it might be just a little bit too late as RTM scatter to the wind. Feathers and Fur looking for it, not quite able to get the Soul Pull. Magic Claps forward, not able to find the Charm. Oath takes a little bit of chip damage. Able to Zanya's away the Rupture, but now he's in a melee range of the Cho'Gath. Good stun from Pikley just to get him some distance, a little bit of safety as Vpots and Matsuro finally able to rejoin. Oh, the Lifeform Disintegration Ray just tearing through. It's not quite enough to finish them off, but with 100 health, they can't really walk back into the fight. Now the Test of Spirit comes, or the Leap of Faith, excuse me, from Feathers and Fur. Pops his Sterix. Once that shield goes down, he's going to be very vulnerable, and everybody's just gonna chill for a second, it looks like. With the Baron up, Elder Dragon has worn off now. Rook Tor walking in. Oh, Feathers and Fur gets his recall interrupted.
And he doesn't have the teleport, so a late recall means that if RTM ends up starting this, Feathers and Fur might not be there in time to contest it. And RTM's teleporting in, they're going to start the Baron.
Yeah, teleport in from Pikley as he's right on top of the Purple Worm. Can Rawr even get here? Can get here in time. They're burning it down, 3,000 health. There's no one here, though, from Rawr to contest, and it's taken away. Pikley secures that one.
Yeah, and RTM just pulling the trigger, even with their jungler in the base, able to pick up that Baron. Whew. Regaining the gold lead, now 400 gold up. RTM, this game's just so back and forth, holy shit. It doesn't feel like it should be this close, right?
No, not at all.
Oh,
the bush bait. Oh, he's gonna spot it. The Sky Splitter from Pikley. He sensed it. He felt it in the back of his.
Yeah. Speaking of X-Peke, the Fnatic bush there, the classic for Rawr trying to.
Well, that bush didn't work, so let's try a different bush here on the side lane.
Sometimes it's just how it is. It's how it's got to be. RTM though ended up blue trinketing it. They're doing a good job of playing safe around these bushes and not falling for it. That's. Ooh.
Feathers
Every time you see Alawi get the pull, it's just so scary.
Yeah, she's got her GA back up as well. That's a huge Q on the Magic Claps, though, from Oath. The Plasma Fission starting to really count for him. He's huge. With the Death Cap plus the Blighting Jewel and the Oblivion Orb, he's got pretty much all the components he needs. Just needs to finish those into some completed items, and he'll be the strongest man in the game, potentially.
Yeah, definitely. Been really strong all game, but once you do start finishing up that Void, that's going to be the big power spike. 30 seconds here on the Elder Drake. RTM has the has a positioning here. They're the first ones here, which means Rawr's going to have to push into them, though Vel'Koz isn't the one here to dissuade. That's normally who you would want, because you don't want to walk into the Vel'Koz. You're going to eat your entire health bar.
Yeah,
RTM
Charm gonna
rotating.
land onto P-Clay. He's forced to walk into the enemy team. Even continuing to go in, gets the stun onto Doki, just starting to get through a little bit of this health. Any little bit counts, I guess. Gid is on a flank. He's looking for the initiation, trying to find Ruktor. Even pulls the trigger. P-Clay walks in. Oath is around the side. Can he find anything? Ruktor dashes in with that Gale Force. He's in a lot of trouble, going to get trapped up and taken down. So no Oath for the rest of this fight. Gid just buying time, dashing through the enemy team.
Wait, why is he hopping the tentacles?
He dodged the E somehow. That would have been his death, potentially, and now the Elder Dragon going to be started up by Rawr, but the minions pushing in mid. P-Clay and Gid are looking for it. Over the wall, though, B-Pots and Matsuro. B-Pots finds Blizzard Girl. That's going to be a kill onto the support. Can he steal it? It's not quite there. It's going to go to Rawr. So their second Elder Dragon as RTM continues to push in mid. Matsuro stopping the backs. The Baron minions going away on this inhibitor. There's only one Nexus Tower between them and victory. B-Pots dashes in. Gets a little bit of damage. P-Clay and Gid going to wind back through this jungle and they'll grab another tower up on this top lane.
Yeah, that's the second Elder Dragon somehow going in favor of Rawr. Off the back of the pick onto Oath, somehow Oath ended up on the complete wrong side of that fight and ends up getting picked off. So without that extremely strong tentacle monster, RotM has a much harder time winning these team fights. And now again, on the defensive for the next couple minutes, aren't able to actually look for a fight. It's because this Elder is so strong. Somehow still able to pick up the red buff, but sometimes that's just how it be. Next objective is Baron in 2 minutes. But I think that Rawr, for as much as they've been sticking in this game, despite being down so much on the kill total, it kind of feels like you have to actually use your Elder this time, right? Try to get something out of this.
Doki finishes tier 2 boots. It's over. 42 minutes and the man has plated steel caps.
Yeah, he is ready. No one will be able to run away from the Cho'Gath this time around. And he is so far up. Ooh, the blue smite actually means that Oath has to burn his flash.
Yeah, burning through a little bit of his health in the process, but Oath gets out to safety. And now the siege can start for Rawr potentially. They're escorting in this minion wave, but with the super wave immediately answering this, it's going to be destroyed before it gets even anywhere near tower. And they're trying to gain this ground, and RTM just not letting him have it. Gid is around the side looking for a cheeky ultimate. Q's just continuing to poke through from Oath. The plasma fissions are adding up. What's Rawr gonna do? He gets the Spirit of P-Clay. That is nice to have. Doki's about half health. Blizzard Girl's been chunked through to about a quarter. The flash in for the charm. Magic Collapse finds it, but the stopwatch is there from Oath, but he's down in the fight. They still have the Elder Dragon. They're starting to chew through these health bars. Gid is in trouble. He falls as well. No one dead for Rawr as they continue to push in. How is
Elder Dragon dropped? Elder Dragon dropped, so they don't have the auto-winning teamfight power enabled, but there are 5 of them. There's some low health bars. We'll see if our team's able to actually push in and pick them off, or
B-Pots, Matsuro, and P-Clay need a heroic defense here at 43 minutes. Doki gets stunned up. He's the first target. He's taking some tower shots. In a little bit of trouble. Feathers and Fur low as well. Stopwatch from Doki. They're doing all right so far for themselves, making a good account of it. The Everfrost just doesn't matter as P-Clay is huge. He jumps in with the ultimate, trying to find any damage that he can. Now gets his spirit pulled out. Feathers and Fur even using the ultimate just to try to chunk through. But Rawr is going to back.
Yeah, not quite able to get enough damage off on the members of RTM or on the turrets, means that RTM able to hold down the fort 5 versus 3, and the Baron is spawned.
P-Clay gets the speed boost forward. Good CC so far, making sure that he can't get on top of the Ahri to finish her off. P-Clay really wants this pick right as the Baron spawns. They'll get the Scuttle Crab, and this 3-man squad might be able to start up the Baron. They do so much damage to it. It's got 16,000 health, but it'll be gone in the blink of an eye, and Rawr's still looking for that reset. Doki's around the wall, but he's got no ability to get into the pit unless he teleports in, which he doesn't have a ward for, so I guess he does have a pink ward, but it's just not there.
Just pink over the wall, teleport in, it's an easy steal.
Yeah, didn't quite work out that way. RTM grabs their second Baron of the game, and they'll reset now at 43 minutes.
This game's so back and forth. ROTM just picks up every Baron, and Rawr's able to pick up every single Elder. But somehow neither team actually able to break open the base and get any kind of real control over it. Just, keep ping-ponging it back and forth. But that can only last so long. We're 45 minutes into the game, which means that these death timers are just going up at this point. Next team fight's probably going to be the one to decide it. Last couple, Oath has had a lot of trouble staying safe. It seems like if he's getting picked off at the beginning of the fight, our team just not able to win it. So see if he's able to stay safe enough to just put out the damage that we saw earlier in the game. When this Vel'Koz stays alive, our team can win the fights.
Oh, Gid looking for the pick here in mid lane, trying to get on the Infinite Dress, just not quite there from Gid. Oh no. Alright, Doki has 9 stacks. Only 9. Charm gonna land onto Gid. They're getting a lot of damage down onto the Warwick, pulling out his soul, even using the Leap of Faith. And that's a lot invested. Oh my god, Blizzard Girl almost just died to the W from Oath.
Yeah, no, we had talked about it. Oath has completed his Void Staff, just does so much damage if he's able to stay safe. So definitely the person to keep an eye on in these fights here is RTM once again has the positioning. They're the ones here first, but that hasn't meant anything for the last couple Elders. Oh.
And Knockup gonna land onto Gid. The contest over this Elder Dragon. The Lifeform Disintegration Ray pop. Magic Lapse uses the Spirit Rush to get out, so a lot of ultimates being traded just back and forth to really no gain. Now Elder returns to his pit for the 3rd time this game at 47 minutes. Gid looking to pull the trigger. We know he likes to do that. Walks in, just hits the tentacle. Takes a shot in return. It's so tense. Ruktor, though, he's caught out. He's completely separated. The ADC, he flashes away. He's still alive on the backside of this fight. But he walks back in. Magic Collapse is so low, but they charm in. They take down B-Pots to start it out. That's a huge shield coming through, but ROTM is starting to melt through these health bars. Leap of Faith from Feathers and Fur, his return, but Peakley just scrapping it down. Oath has enough damage to burn through the Guardian Angel. They're looking for Blizzard Girl on the backside as well. The jump forward from Peakley. They'll tear through the Morgana. They found 3 kills. Magic Collapse and Feathers and Fur, the last 2 defenders for Rawr. The base is under fire, though, for RTM. The minions marching in. The Elder Dragon started up now by Peakley, Gid, and Matsuro.
Yeah, not a ton of damage here, but after the one fight there, they should be able to still pick this up. Rawr just is not in a position. They don't have the health bars to actually be able to contest this. And the first Elder going in favor of RTM means that, finally for the first time in the last 15-20 minutes, they really do have an opportunity to end the game here. As they're the ones that, with the buff that automatically wins you a team fight, they're the ones who can be proactive here. Just in time, that inhibitor ends up respawning in the mid lane for both teams, so that's obviously where the next objective is, right? You set up your ARAM, you run it down with the Elder Dragon buff, and just try and force a fight here for RTM.
Yeah, and they have the team comp that can actually pick fights, which is, I think, the issue that we've been seeing from Rawr is they have no champion that can actually start a fight effectively outside of, maybe Morgana, like, flashing in or landing a really lucky binding. It's hard for them to actually signal when they want to start a team fight, but for ROTM, they just send in the Volley Bear and the Warwick and call it a day. But in they come toward this inhibitor, Peakley. Just zoning them off as the rest of the squad comes in. Gid hanging out around the side. The inhibitor under fire. The minion wave corralled their inhibitor back up on the other side of the map. Oh, the Q lands. That's so much damage. It's just burning through. Peakley jumps in with the ultimate, looking for what he can. Redemption over the top, just healing everybody back up. But Feathers and Fur is low. Doki is executed on the backside of this one as well. And they found the 2 tanks. They'll take them down. Blizzard Girl falls as well. It's just the carries left alive. B-Pots does fall, but Ruktor just alive at the end of that one. The flash from Oath to hide from the ace in the hole, but the Nexus under fire. They can do nothing about this, and ROTM is going to take game number 1. A 50-minute banger of a game, but they finally secure it in the end.
Absolute slugfest. If you just look at the score lines, it looks like it wasn't that close, but that game was very close, swinging back and forth constantly. Both teams had a real shot at winning that, and somehow at the end of the day, our team ends up on top, picking up game number 1. Whew.
Yeah, I want to point out Doki did only teleport 3 times in the 50-minute game. It'll be like
Yeah, I
that
know
sometimes.
he did it just for the bet.
Yeah. So we'll take just a small break. We'll load up game number 2. Sure to be just as much of a banger as game 1, but we'll be right back.
Wait, did they plot the spicy roll swap?
All right. I'm gonna take a drink of water after that one. Everybody hydrate.
That was something, huh?
This one also looks like it's gonna be something.
Yeah, I don't know if you've loaded up yet, but some spicy roll swaps coming in. Is it the double? Did both teams spicy roll swap?
No, there's just a sub. Everything else makes a little sense at least.
Well, I mean, not really. Feathers and Fur went mid. The Magic Claps went support.
Oh. Yeah, I guess so.
And Yorick is in the jungle.
Yeah, you know.
Sorry, spoilers for those on stream who just haven't seen it yet. It's a banger.
All right, you ready?
Always.
All right, welcome back. This is game number 2. Potentially the last game of the regular season for RTM and Rawr. Game 1 was a banger. It took 50 minutes for somebody to kill a Nexus, and let's see what we're in for this time.
Yeah.
All right, are you ready?
Ready when you are.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Alright, and on the blue side of the rift, ROTM looking to close out the regular season with a win here. Peak lane, the top lane, playing the Silas. Good Shade Slayer playing the Volibear this time around. Beatpots and Oath are playing Veigar Yasuo. Uncertain so far which lane they're headed to. And then Matsuro 5 in the bot lane playing the Swain support. Looks like they're the ones looking for the invade this game.
Yeah, they're headed for it, and they're going to be spotted out.
They get spotted out?
There's no way he didn't see that, right? Was he not far enough forward?
Well,
now they're going to be spotted.
Down,
now there's
so
some
they
pings.
definitely saw them, but York didn't move. Our team didn't react. They just kept going. There was 0 fucks given.
Yeah, for Rawr on the top side, trying to come back in the series. Madjack 20 in the top lane playing Malphite. Doki FTW playing Yorick jungle with teleport as per usual. Feathers and Fur playing Dark Harvest Brand mid, and Rictor and Magic Claps playing the completely synergized lane of Senna and Rel.
Yeah, you know, Senna is known for wanting to go in early, you know, just like Rel. So really, yeah, I don't know.
I think if there was an ADC that I didn't want to play with Rel, it'd be Senna. I'm pretty sure that's the one.
The one?
Yeah, I think
See, I
Rel's
imagine it'd
pretty
be very
fucking
similar
broken,
to like.
but Senna Rel just no.
It's kind of like the Ezreal Leona thing, right? Where the one ADC that Leona doesn't want to play with is Ezreal, because they just do entirely different things.
I bet she wouldn't be super happy with Senna either. So.
Probably not. Now that Senna's in the game, and it looks like it is Oath going to the bottom lane on the Yasuo. So, the classic, if Swain lands one ability, then you pull him a million miles in. Or even if Yasuo is able to get the knock-up, you get the Swain pull.
Yeah, you've got the Steel Tempest into the tug. That's a neat combo.
Yeah, I think the really big thing is that when you're playing into an 80 carry like Senna, who's very weak early, this strong aggressive lane can just be so strong. And ooh,
this is basically the counter lane in top lane. Like, Malphite does not have a good time against Sylas. This is not a fun matchup to be the Shard of the Monolith. It may be the only one that's not fun to be Shard of the Monolith in.
I think even when Sylas is bad and has a very poor win rate, he always has an extremely positive win rate against Malphite, just because at the end of the day, worst comes to worst, you take a Malphite ult and you one-shot the enemy team. And already Peakley coming out on top here, although the HP bar, it's pretty close.
Yeah, this is kind of an annoying matchup for Oath, though. The walk forward gets the stun from Magiclap's Ignite being burned onto him, as well as the exhaust turning onto Magiclap's. The flash away from Oath with a flash forward for the Dawning Shadow from Rooktor. They find one kill. Matsuro looking to try to equalize. Can he do it? But it's actually the W that finds the kill. It's a double kill early on for Rooktor on the Senna.
Dismounted Rel is just too tanky, and Yasuo unfortunately ends up getting locked down, and without being able to dash through the wave a million times, you just sort of sit there and die. So not ideal there. Start for our team, but Gid looking for a mid
for the
here.
gank in mid. Oh, the flash into the box, but it's enough for Feathers and Fur to find the kill. Gid now taking advantage of him not having flash is going to eat his ass and take him down.
Yeah, it's a little bit unlucky on the flash there. Ends up flashing straight into the side of the cage. Means that Feathers and Fur is going to end up falling down there. And yeah, Gid once again in the early game able to make his impact known on the map. Aldoki is sort of farming away on this Yorick. Yorick, not a typical jungler.
Yeah.
Wright's giving him a few buffs so he can clear, ostensibly, apparently.
Yeah, he's keeping up with... not really. He's kind of keeping up with Volibear, so that's
yeah,
okay.
he's
who isn't a great
close
jungler right now.
They're gonna find each other. Ooh.
Yeah, now the big scrap, he gets locked into the Dark Procession, the dumbest ability name in the game. Second dumbest. It's not a Kiana ability. Doki doesn't have flash, so he's got exactly 0 places that he can go other than to his death.
Yeah, I suppose just sort of denying Sylas the assist. Oh, but not even that. Means that our team's able to get everything there. Doki just spending a little bit too much time there in the enemy jungle means he gets punished for it. And Oath, not afraid even after the first death, is dashing forward aggressively here, which is sort of what you want to do on the Yasuo bottom lane, right? You want to take advantage of your strong early game. Peakley.
Yeah, Peakley looking for it. Does he get any cooldowns back up? The cheese wheel into the flash from Magic gonna get him out to safety, but yeah, Peakley kind of asserting his authority here, already with his CS lead, already with the kill now that he picked up on Doki, and he'll be feeling pretty strong, and the two junglers just gonna scrap over some chickens.
Yeah, and I think Gid should be able to just sort of walk that one out. But how bad does it feel to be a Malphite? You're already in a counter matchup, but then your laner gets a free
knock-up
kill.
Gonna land from Oath, but another good crash down from Magiclaps means that Oath falls again in the bottom lane. Just a little over-aggressive from the Yasuo Swain combo.
Yeah, I really like the way that Magiclaps is playing this. Able to get the E stun off first, just because that's going to be the most consistent way of actually locking down the Yasuo, and then just sort of chaining your CC and allowing Senna to do so much damage. And Senna, maybe the #1 counter to Yasuo, is able to just completely auto-attack through the wind wall, because for some reason it's not a projectile.
Yeah, I was going to point that out before that first engagement happened, is Like, you literally block 0 of Senna's abilities. It's kind of weird.
It's kind of bullshit. I mean, I guess you block the W, but
I don't even think you block the W.
wait, really?
If
There's
I
no
remember
way you don't
correctly,
block
the
W.
crash down, Magic finds another kill onto Matsuro. Oath is trying to turn this one, but he just doesn't have any damage yet. He's got, 2 longswords and a dagger to his name, and continuing to get autoed down relentlessly by Rooktor.
Definitely does not feel good to be a Yasuo right now. Oh, they aren't even going to let him farm this underneath turret. Oh!
Oh, he gets stunned up. The dash forward from Magiclaps. He'll take up 1 tower shot, and he's fine. Really nice dive from Magiclaps and Rooktor. They look really good on this combo that shouldn't make any sense. Piklay is just going to straight kill this Malphite in top lane. That's the lane.
Yeah.
If there were... There aren't that many hard counters in League of Legends. I think Sylas into Malphite is about as close as it gets.
Definitely one of the harder ones. Very difficult for Malphite to actually be able to survive the lane, let alone the longer this game goes on, the Sylas just gets that much more scary because he's able to take your Malphite ult and be just a little bit more useful than you are with it. Feathers and Fur is very far up and Piklay's coming down.
Yeah, they're maybe looking for it. The teleport in, this is Doki, I think? No, it isn't. It's Mad Jack who's actually teleporting in. Doki is currently stealing Legromp.
Yeah, Doki has not been an active participant in this game. Not doing a whole lot other than taking the RotM blue side jungle. Ooh, Piklay does have the ultimate available, so...
Yeah, looking for this. That's not a stun, importantly, and he even flashes away the Pyroclasm, not enough damage. The Primordial Burst not quite going to finish off Magic. Does Beepots actually have the damage? He finally does with the Q, but he can't get over the thick wall, and he'll be taken down by Feathers and Fur.
Yeah, unlucky flash there means that Beepot's still able to trade it out. And Magic is feeling pretty bad. 38 CS at 8.5 minutes on a lane that you're already countered in. Giving up a kill like that, it just doesn't feel good. It's a bad day to be a Malphite here.
Do you have a harder counter? Like a harder lane counter than Sylas into Malphite? I'm trying to think of anything that's close. Like Old Fiddle into Vladimir was one. That lane was pretty much unplayable for Vladimir, but I don't know if there's another one right now.
In lane matchups, I mean, Yasuo used to hardcore shit on Rawr. I feel like maybe Irelia into some of the ranged matchups top lane are pretty unwinnable. And then maybe like Renekton into Yasuo or something like that. Like one of those big burly fighters that Yasuo just can't deal with. But I mean, Sylas Malphite's definitely up there. It's one where it just feels bad at every point in the game. Oh. And then even Yasuo there against the Senna, it feels so bad to just watch her auto him away. Good pull there from Matsuro.
Yeah, Magic is behind Beepots, but they're getting the collapse from Piklay as well. Oath has to flash away from the crash down from Magiclaps, but they are calling in the bear. Magiclaps is in trouble. The Dawning Shadow just trying to keep him alive. God, I'm just choking in the middle of this fight. That's a really good snare from Matsuro. Going to pull in Rooktor, but it's not quite enough damage. Piklay teleports in. He's looking for it. Can he actually pull an important ultimate? Feathers and Fur. He's set up for a huge Pyroclasm. It gets knocked away by the wind wall, but they'll take down Gid in the process. Piklay has the Brand ult to try to turn this one, but it's not as effective without the Brand passive to make it great. Beepots teleports into the fight and takes down Rooktor. They'll finish off Brand on the top side of the fight as well. And Doki, the last one alive down here, getting auto-attacked down by Oath. And RTM played that super patiently and are able to find an advantage late on in the fight.
Definitely, those low health bars look like they would be prime fodder for the Brand spells, the AoE, but really well played there by RotM to end up using the wind wall to deny most of it, and then just playing it slow, playing around their cooldowns, and with a good target selection, able to come out on top there, and gonna be able to get a dragon for their troubles as well. This time around, looking at the kill score, very even, 8-8. Gold also very even across the board, so
yeah. Senna soul count 27 right now. That's a pretty reasonable number at 11 minutes.
Yeah, for farming Senna, it can be kind of hard to pick up as many souls as you might otherwise like to, but You offset that by getting just a little bit more gold. Interestingly enough, looking at Beepots' inventory, looks like didn't end up rushing the Cosmic Drive, which I think is a lot of the reason that we've seen a resurgence of Veigar play, is just because of, we talked about before, his innate synergy with the passive of that item. Looks like he stopped off at a Lost Chapter this time around, perhaps deciding that needed the mana a little bit more than the item completion.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious. That looks like an Everfrost first, if I'm not 100% mistaken. Piclay also with the Everfrost. We'll get the double Everfrost synergy potentially. Decent trade though for Piclay in the mid lane. And Beepots is in trouble. He's going to get ulted by Mad Jack. Doki is here. Doesn't put him into the Dark Procession, importantly, but for some reason can just walk through that wall of bodies. Not really sure how that works out in terms of the lore. And Beepots will slowly burn down, get shut down by Doki.
Yeah, but the fight here in the bottom lane.
Oh, Matsuro giving him the suck. Yeah, pretty low health bars, but Oath gets knocked back in. Really good use of the crash down, and Riktor just autos through that wind wall. Matsuro's Bird Bomb, not quite enough damage, and the shield from Senna keeps him alive. Another double kill for Riktor. He's 6-1 on the Senna.
The bot lane here for Rawr has just been so strong. A lot of it off the back of a really clean rel here from Magic Claps. Really doing a good job of setting up the AD carry Riktor to be able to just DPS for free in these fights and just pick up the kills on demand. Really well played here by the Rawr bottom lane.
Yeah, Piclay dashes forward, gets the root with the Everfrost.
Oh,
it's going to be a teleport being channeled. Doki looking to turn this one around. Piclay has to get out, gets slowed up by the E, and he should be fine, I guess. He's running right to Gid, who is trying to do the Rift Herald. I don't know what Mad Jack was doing. He just stood there and tanked all of that and didn't run or flash away. Maybe he DC'd. Maybe there was some lag. I think I saw some lag.
Go of it there. Yeah. Okay, so does Everpress cooldown get lowered with ability haste?
Yeah.
I wonder how low you can get it. Because it roots for 1.5 seconds, right?
Yeah.
So if your entire team picked one up.
Oh, Matsuro has to use the Bird Bomb. Magic Collapse is pretty low. Oath actually trading back pretty well. Can they find the damage? Oh, the Claw just didn't land, and Riktor finds another kill. Oath trying to dash forward and make of it what he can, but the Magnet Storm means that he goes nowhere, and it's another double kill for Riktor. But in the top lane, Beepots and Gid trying to turn this back around. The tower a little bit low. Doki walking in, gets the shovel in. The ultimate getting some health back. The ultimate from Mad Jack just onto Gid means that Beepots is still alive. Oh, he flashes in. He's looking for Doki. He just can't find it with the meteor, and he's eventually taken down by Feathers and Fur. But this might be Piclay's moment.
Yeah,
what's he looking for?
Checking. Oh no!
Oh no, this is not his moment. He's shut down by the brand. Feathers and Fur now 4-2 on the brand.
Yeah, and poor Beepots there flashed in with the Veigar, and his Q ends up getting eaten by the little minions from Yorick. Means that unfortunately won't even be able to trade that one back. And now Rawr, look at a pretty significant lead here, 16-9, and kill score 3,500 gold in their favor. And well, the teleport coming in from Beepots, fancying his second go on this. There's no turret to help him out, so just gonna be able to pick up the wave there as Rawr ends up backing off.
Yeah, Oath is halfway to his big power spike, so that's really nice to see.
The 0-10 part?
Yeah, the 0-10.
Sorry, I'm a little slow. Does that even work now with the new items? Is it still 0-10?
I'm not sure.
You still go IE second on Yasuo, right? Because he doubles the crit, so buying it early is still fine?
That makes sense. I haven't known a Yasuo build since the Rage Blade at the start of the season, so I'm a little unupdated on that one.
Speaking of Rage Blade, we had talked about how Senna in Pro Play was actually seeing a lot of people going Lord Dominic's as the second item instead of Rage Blade, but we see Riktor here with the 8-1 scored, opting for the Rage Blade means he's going to be putting out a lot of damage here.
Mad Jack just walks directly into Gid. Piclay has the Unstoppable Force available. They get the knock-up They'll get a bunch of ultimates down onto Magic. The Senna ultimate does a lot of work. They'll trade it back 1-for-1. Doki walking in. Gid takes a blast cone back into danger. I'm not really sure what's going on. Rictor finishes him off. Beepots gets the root on the other side. Does he have the damage with the Primordial Burst? It doesn't matter as he gets killed by a ghoul. Are they ghouls?
I believe that's right.
Okay.
That sounds right. Even if it's not the official name, they absolutely are ghouls. Yeah, somehow Rawr coming out on top, even after they were the ones to be first picked off. And we hadn't mentioned the synergy here, but Yasuo plus Malphite is, you know, the known #1 combo. Number 2 would be Yasuo plus Sylas with Malphite ult. Oh.
Yeah, teleport in from Peakla. He still has the unstoppable force available. They pull in, and they'll take down Rook. Oh, that took a long time. Matsuro finally finishes off Rictor. Magic collapses low, being ignited. The Bird Bomb, not quite enough to finish him off. And Oath is trapped in the pit and gets taken down by some ghouls. And they'll get turned around again. It's a double kill for Matsuro, but he does get traded back on. Feathers and Fur falls as well. It's just a mess. Doki is still alive, but the ghouls are just doing so much damage. The Maiden in the Mist just outputting so much damage in these fights, but Beepots comes in and says thank you very much for the rest of the fight. The Primordial Burst finishes that one off. Madjack, the last one alive for Rawr. He doesn't have his ult available, so I don't think he can actually finish off Peaklay despite the low health bar, and ROTM gets the mid tower.
Yeah, Rawr, after the one team fight, stuck around just a little bit too far, engaged too far with Magic Collapse. And the teleport in from Peaklay is able to sort of set up the next couple
He's
kills
got the ultimate
for
now.
RTM.
Beepots has to be careful. Magic uses the unstoppable force to go in. The root doesn't land from Rictor. If he can get on with one shot, the Glacial should be enough, and yeah, they'll finish off Beepots here. Madjack actually takes the kill. That was a little awkward, but he's fine. Rictor's got 51 souls now at 18 minutes, so continuing to farm up pretty well.
Yeah, 51 souls, 144 CS, 9, 2, and 7 on this Senna. Has the finished Rage Blade, has the finished Kraken Slayer, well on her way towards the Mura Mana as well. This is a very strong Senna. This is the #1 worry for ROTM in these team fights, because Senna scales extremely
The claw,
well.
though, from Matsuro. Peaklay goes in. They're looking for that kill. They have already taken down Matsuro, and it was just a big bait, unfortunately. Feathers and Fur has more than enough damage to turn that around. Now, 8 kills on the brand.
Yeah, quite a bit of damage there on the upfront. Made it look like RTM might be able to just kill Rictor before the fight starts, but unfortunately for them, not enough damage coming out. Means that Rawr is able to just sustain through it and end up coming out on top there. Rictor, after a quick jaunt into the river to pick up some fruit, is back at full HP and ready to set up another siege here in the mid lane. Seems like both teams are opting into the NA RAM gameplay. Ooh, that's so much damage.
Yeah, just a couple of autos from Rictor. The Q being exchanged, though. Beepots has the Cosmic Drive available now, so starting to stack up some of that AP pretty quick.
Oh,
gets the stun. That's going to be it. Rictor goes down. Oath picks up his first kill of the game, even hits the last breath onto Magic Collapse. It'll be the disengage. Oh, never mind. Peaklay around the side. He should grab the Rel ult is actually really good as well. It actually has a huge AP scaling for some reason. But Magic Collapse low. Magic goes in, whiffs on the Malphite ultimate. Now Peaklay picks that one back up as they're trying to turn that one back around. ROTM just gets a bunch of kills out of nowhere.
It's kind of random there as Rawr. It looked like they were actually on the Rift Herald and end up getting caught just a little bit with their pants down there. Split fight means that ROTM comes on top. Even here, it looks like Doki will probably be able to just walk away. Yeah, no, I don't think that there's any real chance. Oh, just kidding.
Yeah, Peaklay's here with the unstoppable force. He gets a lot of healing from the shovel, but it just doesn't matter. Now Rictor almost walked back into that cage. RTM continuing to push in this mid lane tower. The inner turret low, but Beepots has to flash away from the Dawning Shadow. Quick reflexes on that one to make sure he didn't get hit. And the tower will eventually fall in the favor of Return of the Middle Sticks.
Yeah, able to pick that up off the back of a one team fight means that the game has sort of swung back the other way. You know, true to form for this series, the team with the fewer kills is somehow up in gold. It's just the way that this series is going down today, I suppose.
Yeah, Magic doesn't have his ultimate available. Has Rift Herald, interestingly. As RTM grabs this back, but it doesn't look like Rawr will be able to make a play in that downtime. Instead, opting to set up for a dragon here in 30 seconds. Doki now back on the map as well, so...
And despite it being 22 minutes into the game, this is only the third dragon. You know, perhaps the first one taken just a little bit later than we've seen, I suppose, last game. That's right, both teams have one, so this dragon, in the grand scheme of things, is not all that important, but, you know, can still give them a reason to fight here as Rukter taking the 1v1. Well,
yeah, gets the knockup from Oath, but Magic Claps is here to interrupt the flash. Oh, he almost had that one. Magic Claps actually takes the kill.
If it were an audible 1v1, that would have been one that goes in favor of the Yasuo, as Oath almost had the fancy play. Oh, teleport coming in from B-Pots. Means it looks like our team still wants to contest this dragon, even down a man, though. You know, if you lost your 1 in 6 Yasuo, then are you really down a man?
The top lane turret falls as Gid gets snared up. Dragon finally started by Rawr. Doki just walking at Gid and Matsuro. He needs to be there for the smite. He gets pulled in. He's low. He might get taken down. The demonic ascension from Matsuro. He just doesn't have a stopwatch. If he had one. Oh, he has one.
Yeah,
anyway, Gid is in trouble. That's a big shutdown for Magic Clamps again. Peakley has the roll. He could make this really interesting if he wants to, but it's just going to be the blast cone away from Rawr, and they should be able to secure this dragon.
Yeah, I'm going to be able to pick that one up. Second dragon in their pockets. First of the Infernals. As Peakley getting ran down by the horse lady, but going to be able to just dash away. Abscond, I believe, is the name of that ability. Abscond he shall, as Rawr's going to drop the Ripped Herald here, be able to pick up that first turret in the mid lane. Less of the outer turrets on the map here for ROTM. Means that the map has opened up a little bit here for Rawr. Oh, and the teleport being channeled.
Yeah, teleport right on top is Doki looking for it. Gid flashes into the back line and then back away. Big stun though from B-Pots. It's a huge Rel ultimate from Peakley. They find the kills that they need. Ruktor still alive on the backside of this fight. Doki scrapping it out, but he just doesn't have it. The stun lands onto Ruktor. He cleanses. He's trying to run away, and he'll flash potentially out to safety. The snare lands. He should just leave. All the drama's gone. That was a huge fight for ROTM. What a Rel ultimate, though, from Peakley.
You know, the Magnet Storm was so massive to set up the rest of the members as we watch Ruktor get chased down here. He's actually very strong, but not going to have quite enough damage. They're going to land one CC ability and just take him down. And ROTM, like he had said, off the back of an extremely strong Magnet Storm, able to take that fight while being behind. And that means that they're able to pick up the inhibitor mid as well. 24 minutes into this game. Baron is up. So that might be the next big objective here, but yeah, Peakley is very strong right now. B-Pot's also very strong. And even the Yasuo getting pretty close to completing the second item means that RTM is pretty much online here, despite, you know, a bit of a rough early game.
Yeah. Gid is split pushing bottom. He'll eventually be able to get this tower, I'm assuming.
Yeah, should be able to.
Doesn't want to waste too much time though, because Rawr can put some pressure on this Baron. They have a reasonable amount of damage since Ruktor is so far ahead, and then Feathers and Fur on the brand does quite a bit of damage to the objective.
Definitely. And funny to see Silas actually opting for the Magnet Storm again instead of a Malphite ult. Ooh, engage here from Magic Clouds, but not able to find purchase on Peakley. It means our team's just going to be able to just walk out of this one.
Yeah, they really need their Volley Bear to try to turn this one, although Peakley might not wait for it. Doki gets chunked through. B-Pots is starting to output quite a bit of damage as well. Matsuro around the side hits the Demonic Ascension. That's the big engage that we were looking for. Matsuro gets a lot of distance. Madjack just goes in with the solo ultimate. The knockup lands onto the Senna. Ruktor solo finally gets taken down by Oath. Magnet Storm from Peakley pulling him back in. It's a double kill for Oath. They'll finish that one off. A triple kill for him. Remember when he was 05? He's doing all right for himself, and RTM can continue to push in. This might be the game. The Nexus Towers in their sights. 20 seconds to go on the spawns. I don't think the Rawr will get up in time.
No, our team's going to be able to just close this one out. They decide to win the one team fight and then just storm it right down mid. And our team ending the season on a high note here with just a, quick 2-0 here in the last week.
2-0.
Yeah.
So congratulations to ROTM. They're going to finish 8-2 on their inaugural Legends split. That'll get them the second seed. And they'll play Wednesday night on the Legends stream, which is twitch.tv/legendsgg. They're playing against Turnips Tots. I don't know a whole lot about them, so just the name. There you go. They finished 4-6 in the third seed in the other conference. Our next broadcast is going to be Thursday night here on this stream. We're going to have the Platinum quarterfinal as the LRS team takes on It Do Not Matter. Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, shout out to Hulk for gifting a sub earlier on in the stream. Really appreciate the support, Hulk. And yeah, that's gonna do it from us. Anything you want to add?
Nope, I think you got it. You're on top of it.
All right. Yeah, we'll see you guys Thursday night in it's Legends Esports GG. Okay, twitch.tv/Legends Esports GG. We'll post before it's live, but that'll be 6 p.m. on Wednesday for the boys, so we'll go support them, and then 6 p.m. Thursday here on this stream will be the LRS game. So, yeah, I'm gonna host Get Wrecked, I guess. So yeah, I guess we'll go raid them. Uh, have a good time over there, and we'll see you guys Thursday for, or, well, yeah, we'll see you Thursday.